Imagine this. A hospital emergency room. Late at night. The only sound is that piercing wail of a siren getting closer, louder.
Then the screech of tires right outside, hurried footsteps.
Yeah, and the door bursts open. A man, maybe mid-60s, just frantic, terrified. He's practically carrying this young man who looks, well, lifeless.
And behind them, a young woman. Reem, she's disheveled, sobbing, almost collapses right there.
The air smells like, disinfectant and blood. Doctors are rushing, whispering urgently.
But the father, he just crumbles against the wall, can't even speak, just shattered, Reem's on the floor, crying.
But here's the thing. Amidst all that chaos, the medical staff noticed something. The young man, Mohammed. He's cold.
Too cold. He hasn't just arrived. He's been gone for a while.
And that's when the uniforms arrive, grim faces. Suddenly, it's not just an ER.
No, it's crime scene.
Yeah.
They move towards Mohammed in the resuscitation bay.
Mm-hmm.
And what they find under the sheet, it's brutal.
Brutal how?
Multiple stab wounds, deep ones. This wasn't just a fight. It was an execution almost, a sustained, vicious attack.
Okay, so that drops us right into this truly chilling case. Our mission today is to really dig deep, understand how things could go so horribly wrong within a family.
Right. So the officers turn to the only people there who can talk. Reem and her father.
The father's clearly in no state.
Absolutely not. Just guttural sounds of grief, completely lost in shock.
But Reem, he said she was different.
Strikingly different.
Yeah.
I mean, she's crying, visibly distressed, yes, but somehow composed, able to actually tell them what happened, or at least her version of what happened.
Okay, so what was her story? What did she tell the police right then?
She claimed she was asleep, heard a noise from the living room, got up to check, saw a figure, sort of a shadow, running out the apartment door, down the stairs, gone.
Okay.
And she says at the same time, her brother Mohammed's bedroom door was open. She rushes in, finds him on the bed, covered in blood.
And then?
And she screams, wakes up their father, who's apparently asleep in the living room. He calls the ambulance.
And did she offer any ideas? Any suspects?
She did, almost casually. Mentioned Mohammed had a big fight with a friend recently. Suggested maybe it was him. But she added she couldn't see clearly. It was too dark.
A fleeing shadow. But the father sleeping right there didn't hear anything. And the forensics, what did the apartment itself say?
Exactly. That's where the red flags start waving immediately. Forensics went to the apartment, the crime scene, nothing. Absolutely zero signs of forced entry. No broken lock, no kicked-in door, no smashed window, nothing.
Which means?
It means the attacker likely walked in, maybe had a key, or was let in. It wasn't a break-in.
And a violent attack like that, multiple stab wounds, usually leaves signs of struggle near the entry.
You'd expect something, yeah. Noise, damage, the lack of forced entry, plus the sheer brutality. It started pointing towards, well, someone known to the family, maybe even an inside job.
So her story is already looking shaky against the physical evidence. What's the next step for the police? They have her pointing a finger at this friend.
Right. So standard procedure, they bring in the friend Mohammed supposedly argued with.
And his reaction?
Genuine shock, both at the accusation and, at Mohammed being dead. He had no priors, no history of violence.
Did he have an alibi?
A rock-solid one. He was at a coffee shop with several friends for about 3 hours, covering the entire time frame of the incident.
Verifiable.
Absolutely. Coffee shop surveillance footage confirmed it completely. He was nowhere near the apartment. So he's quickly ruled out.
Okay, so the friend is cleared, which brings us back to that impossible silence. Father asleep in the living room, Reem in the room next door to Mohammed. How does this savage attack happen without anyone hearing a thing?
It's baffling. That silence is just wrong. It doesn't fit with the violence described. And this is where Reem's demeanor becomes even more critical.
Her composure.
Exactly. Her composure compared to her father's complete breakdown. While he's inconsolable, she's recounting events, even offering suggestions about suspects. It felt off. That unusual calm really started to raise serious questions for the investigators.
So they decide to dig deeper into Reem herself, beyond just the grieving sister.
Yes. She's brought in for a second interview. While she's sticking to her story, maybe trying to deflect back towards the friend, police are doing background checks, talking to people who know her.
And they find something?
They find something significant, something that clashes completely with the image she's presenting. She's known at her institute. It's in Tagamoa, quite an affluent area. She's known as the Queen of Tagamoa.
The Queen of Tagamoa, what does that mean?
It means she was beautiful, extremely popular, especially with young men. Her whole social circle was mostly guys. Very few female friends. It painted a picture of someone very invested in her image, her popularity.
Okay, the Queen. That sounds like a whole other life. Did this connect back to Mohammed?
It did. Crucially, investigators spoke to a young man who knew Reem, and he dropped a bombshell. He said he hadn't heard from her recently because she'd had a massive problem with Mohammed.
A problem? What kind of problem?
A big one. Apparently, Mohammed had confiscated her phone because of it, and she hadn't been going to her institute for a while.
He took her phone and stopped her studies. What?
That was the key question. This wasn't just gossip either. Other witnesses confirmed it. There was this deep conflict hidden from the police, hidden from their father. Why would a brother take such drastic steps?
Right. So this carefully crafted image of the grieving sister, the popular queen, it's starting to crack wide open. They must have brought her back in.
Third interview. This time the gloves were off. They confronted her directly. We think you killed your brother.
How does she react?
Initially, total denial, stuck to the story.
Hmm.
But facing the evidence, the lack of forced entry, the friend's alibi, the stories about the confiscated phone, her hidden life, the sheer weight of their suspicion, she broke.
She confessed.
She confessed. The whole story came out.
What was it? What was really going on between them?
It was deep-seated resentment and control. Reem, 3 years younger, hated Mohammed's authority. He, in turn, was deeply troubled by her behavior.
What behavior specifically?
He felt she was joking too much, having inappropriate conversations online, sharing, well, indecent pictures, he called them, with lots of different young men. He saw it as damaging her reputation, bringing shame. He was desperate to make her stop.
So they argued a lot.
Constantly. But Mohammed apparently kept it from their father. He didn't want to upset him, wanted to protect him from it all. He'd make Reem promise to change, she'd agree, they'd go right back to doing it. It was a cycle.
And the phone confiscation, how did that happen?
He felt he had to escalate things. He apparently started secretly listening to her calls to understand how bad it was. That's when he took her phone away. Thought cutting communication would fix it.
But it didn't.
No, she just went out and secretly bought a new phone.
And he found that one too.
Yeah. Apparently, he heard a noise from her room early one morning during prayer time. Found the new phone, and on that one, it was worse. More messages, more pictures, with even more guys.
That must have been the final straw for him.
It seemed so. He was furious. He declared she wasn't going back to the institute, period. She'd stay home until she got married. That was his solution to protect her, control the situation.
Wow. Confined to the house.
He did apparently consider transferring her to a different school if she genuinely changed, so maybe there was still some hope. But their father, still mostly in the dark about how bad things had gotten.
So you have this clash, his sort of old-fashioned protective instinct, maybe driven by honor and reputation.
Exactly. Clashing head-on with her desire for this queen image, this independence, this secret life that completely defied his values. The tension was just immense.
But then Mohammed softened. He let her go back to school.
He did, eventually. He still wanted her to get her education. He agreed to a new institute, but under strict conditions.
Which were?
He would drive her there every morning and pick her up every afternoon. Personally. Total supervision.
An attempt at compromise, maybe? Trust, but verify?
You could see it that way. A fragile truce. But it was shattered almost immediately. One day, Mohammed waited outside the institute for hours. She never came out.
Oh, no.
He panicked. Started asking her friends. Found out she hadn't even been to a single lecture that day.
So where was she?
She'd gone on a trip. With other friends. Didn't tell him, didn't tell their father. Just went. And he couldn't even call her, because remember, he still had her old phone.
The betrayal must have felt absolute after everything. What happened when she got home?
He was waiting, seething. When she walked in, he confronted her, and this time, he lost control. He hit her.
He struck her.
Yes, in a fit of rage and frustration. Then he laid down the law. No more institute ever. And the crucial part, tomorrow, he was telling their father everything. The trips, the phones, the pictures, everything.
That was it then. For Reem, the queen, that meant total exposure. Father's disappointment, loss of her status, stuck at home forever.
It was her breaking point. She felt trapped, cornered. Her entire world was about to collapse. And in that moment of desperation, a chilling thought formed.
Get rid of the problem.
Get rid of Mohammed. Permanently. And she remembered that fight he'd had with his friend. The one who was now cleared.
The perfect scapegoat.
That was the plan. Frame the friend. It was cold, calculated.
So she waits.
She waits for Mohammed to get home, eat, go to sleep, for her father to go to rest in the living room. The house goes quiet.
And then?
She gets up, goes to the kitchen, takes the biggest knife they have, walks into Mohammed's room,
Oh, God.
covers his mouth first to stop any noise.
Yeah.
Then she starts stabbing him over and over.
Did he? Did he know?
According to her confession later.
The essay.
Yes. He opened his eyes. At first, maybe confusion like it was a nightmare,
Yeah.
but then horrifying recognition. He knew it was her, his own sister.
That's just unthinkable.
And her actions immediately after.
Pure calculation. She made sure he was dying, then calmly left the room, went straight to the kitchen, washed the knife meticulously, cleaned the evidence, then went back to his room, found that hidden second phone, the one with all the incriminating messages, took it and hid it in her own room. Couldn't risk the police finding it.
Only then. Only after the cleanup was done, the phone secured, then she started screaming. The performance began. Woke her father, the frantic call for help, knowing full well it was already far too late. Mohammed was dying or already dead.
And the police, from the start, they had their doubts about her story, the nervousness, the contradictions.
Absolutely. Plus, the forensics backed it up. No signs of forced entry. No unidentified fingerprints anywhere in the apartment. Building surveillance showed no strangers coming or going.
Her story just fell apart under scrutiny.
Completely.
Yeah.
Faced with the evidence, the cleared friend, her own suspicious behavior, and the police pressure, her confession just confirmed what they already strongly suspected.
Premeditated murder.
Charged and convicted. Ultimately, she received the death sentence for killing her brother.
Wow. We've really taken a deep dive here, from that chaotic ER scene to uncovering this incredibly tragic story, conflict, ambition, image, and betrayal at its most extreme.
It really shows how that drive to maintain an image, this Queen of Tagamoa persona, became more important than anything else, more important than family, more important than a life.
It's a stark look at how that pursuit of a certain kind of image, maybe a certain kind of freedom, can just twist things so horribly, turning protection into control and finally into murder.
And it highlights that clash, doesn't it? Between maybe traditional values of family honor and a younger generation's desire for autonomy, playing out with absolutely devastating consequences. The secrets kept to protect an image ended up destroying everything.
A truly chilling story. Makes you think, doesn't it, about the faces people present to the world and the secrets hidden just beneath the surface, sometimes right within their own homes.